Hello, this is Chill Computer Guy. We're here in Bitwig Studio tonight. We are looking at the RS56. This is an EQ put out by Waves. They make some of the finer plugins. We're talking about the RS56. Check out this EQ. It's a passive EQ. Now, the passive EQ means boost a frequency. You're kind of cutting the frequencies around it. You're adding any overall gain to the signal. But it's a very unique EQ. What we're going to do is we have a scale here. It's a two bar scale. It's a B minor. I love B minor. I've been working in B minor exclusively. We're going to run through a 2-bar B minor scale. We're going to move this up and down the piano keys. And what we have in here is we have just a normal multi-sample acoustic piano. The default piano basically for Bitwig Studio is what we have in there. We're going to go ahead and play this, and we'll go ahead and turn some knobs on this EQ. So as you can hear, the EQ adds quite a bit of color to the sound. It really brightens up the high end, and it really helps out with the low end a lot. Now this particular EQ has a top, a treble, and a bass. Now these are fixed frequencies. We have 16.4 kilohertz, 11.6 kilohertz, 8.192 kilohertz, 5.800 kilohertz, 4.096 kilohertz, 2.048 kilohertz, 1.024 kilohertz, 512 hertz, and then we have 256 hertz, 128 hertz, 64 hertz, and then 32 hertz. So it goes from 32 hertz all the way up to 16 kilohertz, a little 16 and a half kilohertz right here. So you have fixed notches. You cannot go in between. But as you can see, there's different curves. Let me go ahead and reset this. But let's say I boost right at 58, right at 5.8 kilohertz, I boost. Now you can do a high-end boost, a sharp, a medium sharp, medium blunt, and then low end, which is the opposite of high end. So what makes this plugin unique is this middle dial here. You have different curves. You have a blunt, medium. Why I personally like it is you can kind of zero in on your frequency, zero in on your frequency and then boost and cut, and really figure out that's the sweet spot. Once you find your sweet spot, then you can mess around with the curve. And because this doesn't add a bunch of gain to your signal, you get a really, really clear idea of what's going on with your frequencies. And very, very nice EQ. Now this also comes in a stereo version right here. Now the stereo version is interesting because what you have here is you have things split into left and right. So it's just like the mono version, but it's stereo. You have a right and left channel for each, for the top, the treble, and the bass. Now you can also set this up in mid-side. Now the mid is your sub, and then of course your sides is your stereo field, your higher frequencies. So what you can do is set this, of course, go a little bit heavy with your high frequencies on the side, and go a little heavy with your low frequencies in the middle. And by doing that, you can actually get yourself kind of a really, I guess, a more pronounced mix as far as feeling like it fills out the stereo field. And so these EQs are great because what you do is you figure out, you get your sound, you get your MIDI notes, you get your sound. It's time to EQ. It's time to mess. It's time to get everything to fit in the frequency range. And what's great about these is you can get a really clear idea of what's going on with your signal because there's no gain added, because these are passive EQs. I often prefer EQs with fixed frequency positioning knobs. I like the fact that this doesn't just turn into every frequency imaginable. I like the fact that it'll cause you to focus on those frequencies. Presets are great. We got tons of presets in here. We have acoustic guitar. We have acoustic guitar needs some help. We got some bass drum presets, some backing vocals, some clean synths, some electric, a couple of synth. Look at that. It says synth. This plugin says synth, so isn't that exciting? So again, with these plugins, you got your stereo, which you can do mid and side, and you can also listen to the mid side as well. So if we play this piano, you can actually listen to the side and then listen to the middle. There's the mid. There's the side. So you can actually listen to them separately. There's the mid. There's the side. And then the blend is stereo. Listen to this. Beautiful. Beautiful. I highly recommend this particular EQ on your master. Put it on your master. You can just drop it on there flat and it'll add character to your sound. It'll add some nostalgic, vintage, analog feel to your sound. I highly recommend when they do go through these sales to download demos and try the demos out for 15 days. There's another Abbey Road plugin. There's two of them. There's two Abbey Road plugins that I've tried, and neither one of them I would buy. I'm not going to tell you which ones they were. One of them was because of the CPU involved in its operation, and the other one just didn't really do a lot for me. But we're going to have another Abbey Roads plugin coming up in 3.5 weeks. Be sure to subscribe. More short tutorials, more reviews. Please subscribe. Leave a comment. Like comments. And we got more stuff coming up on MIDI preparation.